Welcome back to the Gun Collective podcast. My name is John Patton. As per usual, I've got a great guest. I know I say it all the time. I say it every damn time, but I actually do mean it every damn time. This is a longtime friend of mine in the industry, and we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. And I'm very, very, very excited. However, you guys know the drill. I've got to pay the bills. Go to vertex.com, use the code TGC, get yourself a discount, buy a bag, buy some apparel, all kinds of stuff. They're always running sales. Like, for instance, this past weekend, it was 25% off using that same code TGC. So just check it. Go over there, vertx.com, and use our code TGC. Now, on the show with me is one of my favorite people to hang out with in the entire industry. I never laugh harder than when I'm with this guy. This is Tony Simon. Tony, how are you, buddy?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me on. And also, thank you for not confusing me with Maj Toure like you usually do.
First of all, screw you for even trying to insinuate that happened. If you had a blunt in your mouth, I think I would confuse you with him, maybe.
Oh, man. What's going on?
You know what, man? I am tired. I am exhausted, but I am very excited to be coming closer to GunCon. That is coming up real fast. But I think the more important thing is that you've been doing gun events for a long time. It's called the Diversity Shoot, and you've been doing this. How long has it been now? Like 5-6 years, if not
9 years.
longer? 9 years.
9 years.
Shit. I was way off. 9 years. Talk to me about what this is, because I want people to understand this.
All right. Quick elevator speech kind of thing. 2012, I became a firearms instructor. Rifle,
Okay.
pistol, shotgun, NRA holds certification. Wanted to teach people the basics, get them just walking in the right direction. Thought it was important to give people good first steps. So that was 2012. Great. I started getting the business on, working with my partner, and then Sandy Hook happened. And New Jersey tried to pass 36 or 86. It was dozens of anti-gun bills at one time. And that got me to write a letter. And that's how it started. I wrote my first letter. Me and my partner spent an entire day Sunday figuring out how to word this letter and send it out. And that started my activism. So fast forward to 2015, I testified in front of the Senate in New Jersey, Assembly in New Jersey, been to rallies, joined all the Second Amendment organizations, or friends with all the Second Amendment organizations in New Jersey, joining national level organizations. And the last time we went and testified, I was the only Black guy to testify out of over 200 pro-gun people.
Wait,
so I approached. I like the music. The food's awesome. So I just decided to join the club.
Just hang around a little bit.
Hey, I got the lingo, got the Newport t-shirt. What the heck am I going to do?
Do you actually possess the Newport t-shirt? Don't bullshit me.
No, I do.
Oh,
no, I was in the Marine Corps. Nope. I was in the Marine Corps and I smoked Cowboy Killers. I was the dude with the Marlboro Reds. But yeah, so I talked to the Second Amendment organizations. I was like, look, we need to get Blacks and Hispanics in here because the narrative can't be just white guys, because they're going to shut you down every time. Do we have a program to get people that look like me involved in the Second Amendment politically? And they were like, no. And my partner, Sean, was like, guess you're going to have to start something then. And that's what I did. February 2015, I started the Second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot at Gun for Hire Range. Actually, I called it the Black History Month Diversity Shoot because it was February. And between most of the people I know on Facebook thought it was some kind of Black group, and the New Jersey State Police thought it was some kind of radical group because they tried to infiltrate it with an officer. My very first event. I'd forgotten about it because I only knew like 25 people on Facebook, and that's where the invite went over. And this guy just shows up. We had 4 people show up. a friend of my partner's from his job, and that guy's three friends. So everyone knew everybody else in the room except this one dude who comes in the room just like an adult Urkel. I mean, he had collar, vest, uh, looked like a outstanding gentleman of 30s or 40s, black guy. And
Okay.
I'm like, hey, how did you come here? John. John who? I don't know any Johns on my Facebook. Oh, John told me about. Who's John? All right, my name is so and so, and I'm with the New Jersey State Police Firearms Division.
Wow.
I'm like, good, because we may have some questions, and I'm glad you came. And that just
Good way to
turned the
handle
whole
it.
thing around. And he answered any questions. He was really truthful with the guys. I was like, the point of this is to instruct people on how to be legal Jersey gun owners, how not to get caught in traps, how not to get arrested, and how to follow the law, and also introduce them to guns in a safe environment. And we proceeded to go to the range, and this dude had a STI 1911 double stack. This is in 2015, and we burned through
So
all of
that
his
was a
ammo.
rare thing back then.
Yep. And I was excited because I think my partner and I, of course, we were the gun guys. We were the only ones that knew what that was. And the other guys were like, oh, this is nice. I'm like, this is more nice, bro. This is more than nice. So that was the first event. And this was at Gunfire Range in Woodland Park. And we started hosting them every 2 months. So six in a year. And that's how we got started. I started going to the industry. I ran a Rob Pincus. I actually went to an event, and he was like, "Why don't you go to industry events and try to get the industry to help you fund what you're doing by actually talking to them?" Because the way I decided to fund it was raffles and stuff at the events, and that helped out a little bit. I went to NRA. I started meeting people. I went on Firearms Radio Network, then a Gear Review podcast to get the word out, and I ended up becoming a regular on that 9 years ago, over 300 something podcasts ago. I started my own podcast, the Second is for Everyone podcast, and we grew. And in 2020, when COVID hit, they told us New Jersey Rangers were shut down, and I thought that was the end of the diversity shoot. But because I'd branched out and I'd gone other places and I'd been on other podcasts, the range in Pennsylvania heard about me, where you went, the Heritage Guild, and we like your work. We don't want it to stop. You can help host here every week if you want to. So we started hosting at the Heritage Guild. And then New Jersey, a new range opened up in Jersey, and they asked us to come and open, and we did it there. And before the end of 2020, we were at four ranges. We went from one every other one to a once a month. And then 2023, we were doing them every 2 weeks at five ranges. So it has grown. And now it's time for me to become a 501c. It's well past time for me to become a 501c3 charity, because it's hard to do this. This is only done on donations. We buy pizza, we have sodas, we have ammo. Guys come
Yeah,
and
you
shoot
do
guns. We
a whole
introduce.
thing. I have
Mhm.
unfortunately only been to one of these, and there's like educational stuff. They bring in food and drinks for everybody. This is not some fly by night bullshit where you just show up and come waste everybody's ammo. Like this is an actual cool event, and I
We've
feel
worked
like a
with
lot of people could learn from you in terms of like local events and like getting people involved. People could learn from you, man.
it's 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 more complicated as you know, and you're doing this once a year, but on a huge scale. But it's like, yeah, you have to reach out, you have to build partnerships, you have to have relationships, and you have to prove to people that you have put in work and you're willing to put in work, and they can get some return out of it. So we've had the Hella
I'm
Foundation.
you losing you a little bit there, Tony.
Okay. Hmm. We have, you still hear me? I'm still there.
Wait for it.
Okay.
How about now?
I've never lost you, so
No, it's
you sound
all
great.
jumbled and stuff.
Hold on. Let's see if we can do this again. Uh,
I got
hopefully.
nothing.
Give it, let it hook up. All right,
How
here we
about
go.
now?
How about now?
Check.
You hear me? Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3.
I can hear you,
1,
but your
2, 3.
video is very laggy. Oh, there it goes. It all of a sudden just cleaned up and fixed itself.
I went back to the Wi-Fi. I have no idea why it does this. Because I haven't moved the phone. So where was I? We good?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Yeah, we've worked with the Hella Foundation. We've worked with Girl and a Gun, Hold My Guns, and CNJFO, which is out of New Jersey, Coalition of New Jersey Firearms Owners. Those guys make the base of my instructors. And
Okay.
we've been blessed, man. We have a lot of people from every background, religion, sexual orientation come to the event and should feel comfortable there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I like legitimately enjoyed my time there. It's cool to get to hang out with a really like it's just at least in the only event that I was able to attend, it's like a group of people that want to learn and they're enthusiastic to learn, and that is rare. I mean, most gun events are just either people that don't really care about what you're doing, they just want some free stuff, or they're just there because their buddy told them. But like the people that come to your thing actually give a shit, and it's pretty rad. Why do you think that
It
is?
is because we come into it as a fun event, no pressure. We're here to have fun. I'm here to introduce you to these organizations. And here is my 15 to 20-minute rant on why this is important and how you can help and you can join the fight. And we make sure we stress that. Understand, this is a civil right. It never stops. Your freedoms aren't guaranteed. You have to fight for them every generation. And I stress that. And then I give examples of how our freedoms and rights are under attack. Now, a lot of people are like, wow, I never knew that. And it's a little bit of education without boring them to death. We have a lot of fun. I goof on people, I goof on myself because it can't be so serious that you feel like you're in class, but you can learn something while we have fun.
I mean, that it sounds like bullshit when you say it. It sounds like it's bullshit, but no, you're actually like that. I mean, like I said in the opening of the show, I actually have a shitload of fun when you and I hang out and just start talking shit. Like that's my favorite pastime. And because you're also an East Coast guy, it's just something that we understand. It's just built into the eastern side of the country. You can just start talking shit to somebody and it's fine.
Immediately.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
matter. It doesn't matter.
it's funny because the age gap. I've gotten older. Sometimes you don't feel it. So I'm in and just riffing like when we grew up, 80s, 90s, 2000 kids. You say what you say. So we have some Egyptian kids that come to my event, college age. They've been coming, and we have some Sikh guys who are in their early 20s. They come to my events. One day they walked in, and we had a family of people. One was a young white girl who had happened to be like 20 and in college, and
Okay.
she's sitting there with her mom. And of course, the Sikhs come in, and I went, "Yo, my no-fly list homeboys have showed up." The look on her face was like, "Ah,
This is not
this is not right." And of course, we have a totally mixed crowd who
right.
get it, who understand how we grew up. This is how friends greeted each other. So they came in the room, high fives, bro hugs, and they took their seat. And I got on with it until the Egyptians showed up half an hour late. And I was like, look, bro, just because Egypt's in Africa doesn't mean you have to show up CP time at every one of my events.
Uh,
And I think she finally got it. And she was able to laugh then because I keep my eye on everybody, see who's going to be offended, see who may be a problem, see who may get their back
right.
up and turn this into something it's not. And I'm like, this is a fun event where we care about each other. Now, I joke, you've been hung around me, I say curse words, but I'm a Christian. I do love all human beings, as children of God. So I'm not going to disrespect you and call you names or even hate you based on anything you are. I treat
That's
people
not
accordingly.
true. You said some mean things to me in the past. I promise.
Yeah.
You're
But it
super
was funny
duper
though.
ultra mega mean.
But it was funny though.
Yeah, it was
So
hilarious.
my whole thing is to make people feel welcome and understand that this is a right. But good gosh, some of the guys that are in advocacy and ladies do this thing so seriously that it drives people away, especially new people that are just getting into it. If you've drank the Kool-Aid and you're part of this and you totally understand it and you want to get in the fight, cool. You can sit there and listen to half an hour, 45 minutes for someone to go on. But if your cousin told you, hey, this is a cool event, you need to check it out, I can't do that to you. You're going to turn off.
I tune out in like 5 minutes, and I do this for a living. And
Mhm.
most speakers are so freaking boring to listen to, especially at that type of event. It's just like they're reading out of a book, they're reading out of a pamphlet. It's terrible. And that's never been your MO. So where in your life did you pick up on the ability to just like mesh with people? Where did that come from?
I blame my dad because he was one of those people. And my mom was like, your dad can talk to anybody and you think they knew each other their whole lives. And I somehow picked up on that. And it's cool because I like people. Um, and that's just that simple. Um, I became an advocate for the Second Amendment, just like I told you, for those reasons. But the more I studied it, the angrier I got.
Sure.
And I also work on an election polls. That was one of the things I did. I'm a poll worker, so I've done that for 20 years.
I
Not a
would
stripper.
love to see the poll that you work.
Sequoias. But yeah,
For those of you not aware, Tony is about my size, and the poll that would support a man like me is monstrous.
yeah. So actually, I've given myself the name the largest pound for pound gun bunny in America. I did that in 2019, and it's
Oh my
been
god!
rocking ever
I
since.
wish you would stop that. You're so much better than that.
Nope, I'm taking it because nobody else has it. No one else wants it.
I'm the fattest motherfucker in this bitch.
Well, the funniest thing is
Oh,
everything's cool because we joke and I put it online. I in what was it, last year before last? I'm in Arizona. I got invited out to speak at this Second Amendment rally, and Cheryl Todd in front of Phoenix, all of Phoenix, introduces me as the largest pound for pound gun bunny in America. I'm like, well, let's roll, baby. And
that's ridiculous.
That wouldn't have been so bad, except one thing. I went after American Sheriff. You ever heard of that guy?
No, who's that?
He is a big deal in Arizona, and he's running for sheriff. I mean, not sheriff. He's out there. He was very popular sheriff. I forget his name only because it's
Is it the guy Mark something?
Mark.
I don't know.
Maybe he's a big friggin' deal. People in Arizona loved him. So I didn't have a speech written because, like you said, I don't write a speech. A lot of people
Right.
do. I'm standing beside Ursula Williams. If you know her, cool. She's an awesome lady.
Yeah,
She
she's
was
rad.
due to speak. So I'm talking to Ursula, and I'm like, everybody's like, hey, Sheriff, when the guy comes up, because they asked him to go in front of me. They said, Tony, is it okay for the sheriff? Sheriff Mike Lamb, that's his name.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Sheriff Mike Lamb, is it all right if the sheriff goes in front of you? Now, John Correa was supposed to go in front of me. And if you've ever watched John Correa speak, he pisses the crowd off. And I'm like, hey, that's an easy layup. I can cheer a crowd up after after he makes them all angry. They're like, oh, no, no, Sheriff. I'm like, all right, I ain't scared of no sheriff. Go ahead and have him go. Man, he gets up and people act like that's their long lost relative. I'm like, I may be in trouble here.
You're like a comedian going, oh shit, I gotta follow this.
Uh-huh. So I leaned over to Ursula and I was like, who is this guy? And she goes, oh, that's Sheriff Mike Lamb, America's sheriff. I went, the mother effer got a nickname?
He's not
She's like,
Arizona's sheriff. He's America's sheriff.
America's sheriff. I'm like, I may be in trouble here. He starts speaking and he thanks everyone because he ends up his son died and blah blah and the whole thing.
Man.
And he's going on and people are loving him and cheering. And then he goes, I'd like you people to be the first one to know I'm putting together an exploratory committee to run for US Senate.
And all you're doing is going, oh shit.
So I'm like, I'm like, all right, cool, cool. I can still pull this off. So he steps down. The crowd's going wild. He steps down, and I'm like, all right, hey, you can do this. You can do this. He's hyped the crowd up. The crowd is of like 100. All you have to do is maintain them at 100 for 5 minutes and walk off, and you're a hero. And then Cheryl walks up and goes, the largest pound for pound gun bunny in America, Tony Simon. I'm like, I just started laughing. I walked up and the crowd's clapping and stuff because they're still riding on his high. And
Right.
I said, hello, everyone. If you ever wondered what it was like to be the dude that spoke after Martin Luther King did his I Have a Dream speech, let me tell you what it's like.
That's good.
And,
That's an opener.
and that ramped it up. I had a great speech. It was supposed to be 5 minutes. 12 minutes later, I walked off stage and to stand in O. And Ursula looked at me and went, how am I supposed to go after you two?
Sucker. That's what you get.
So sometimes it bites you in the butt,
Sometimes it
but
works, I guess.
I enjoy what I do. I think it's really important, and that we have to make it fun. And I've told people over and over, the same old stereotypical gun owner is not going to be who beats them down and wins us our Second Amendment rights. It's going to have to be people that look like me, women, trans, whatever it takes. It's going to take others to win this fight because they figured out how to shut down the white man. Just say you're racist, regardless if you've never done anything racist, you're misogynist, you're hate filled, and somehow it gets traction. You can be the greatest guy in the world, and people just say messed up things, and they believe it.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. I mean, the I totally lost my train of thought. I think what's interesting about what you're doing is, this is what it was. It's second is for everyone is the name, and that's the truth. And I think it just should resonate with a lot of people. One of the things you're starting to try and fight back against, you've always been fighting back for Jersey rights, but there's something almost sinister going on in New Jersey. Can you touch on that? You told me a touch, and I was like, wait, save it for the show. What the hell is happening with permits or whatever? What's going on?
Ooh, okay. So in New Jersey, to get to even touch a gun in a gun shop, you need to have a firearms ID card.
Okay.
Um,
To even
that's
touch a gun, you can't touch a
to
gun without
even touch it. The most frustrating thing I ever heard of when I moved up here. I'm like, hey, could I see that Colt 1911 over there? And they were like, you have a firearms ID card? I'm like, I just moved up here. I don't, why do I, I'm not buying it. I just want to look at it. Oh, no, you need one. So you need a firearms ID card. If you want to purchase a firearm, you need a pistol purchase permit if you want to buy a handgun. So you have to go through the whole background check, everything. You need two people to co-sign onto it as references,
Oh my
and they
god.
have to tell. Oh yeah, you have to have your mental health check done and all of that stuff
Wait,
in
wait,
New
wait, wait,
Jersey.
wait, 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 wait. A mental health? I did not know about that part. What
Well,
the hell does that involve?
they can check that you give them permission to check and see if you've ever been institutionalized. Yeah,
Okay.
and they're known to break the rules continually. They have
I can't say I'm
30
surprised.
days. They have 30 days to do your background check and get your information back to you. Many of them, Jersey City's mayor brags it takes over a year.
What?
Yeah. So that's what we deal with. They did me 30 days, except I didn't work on Monday. So every Monday I'd come by and go, hey, you guys done my back? It takes 30 days. Okay, I totally get it. I understand. I'll see you next Monday. And I did that, and man, they couldn't wait to give me my stuff. They were like, here.
I love that it's supposed to take up to 30 days and they
Mhm.
make sure it takes a full 30.
Oh, they'll lie to you. They'll say your references didn't get back to them, everything under the sun. So that's what we've had to deal with. After Bruin, all of a sudden it was, we don't know what to do now. It was like, well, you had carry permits before. Why'd you change the rules? Oh, because everybody can get them now. We have to change the rules. And they changed the requirements 3 times in a year.
What?
Yeah, they changed the requirements 3 times in about a year. So if you got the first set because you went through a judge and followed all the things, when the second thing came out, you had to do it all over again.
You're kidding me.
Nope. And if you were the second one, you're good, but you're only good for 2 years. But that 2 years was it was ridiculous. So we went through everything. So to get a carry permit, you have to have the firearms ID card. You have to have the pistol purchase permit. You have to take the classes they want you to take, which is on deadly force, everything else. You have to use your gun, the pistol you own. You have to give them the serial number of the pistol you own that you're going to carry. That um, serial number goes on your carry I card.
Holy shit.
So even to apply, you already have to own the pistol. And you have to take a class with it and you have to pass it. Cool. No problem. Well, what's happening is John Petrolino, who's a friend of mine and he's with Bearing Arms, did a equivalent of a FOIA request to find out, well, what the fail rates are and how does it break down according to race. And they found out that black applicants for New Jersey permits to carry are denied at twice the rates of whites.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
So is there any rhyme or reason to that? Like, I know that there's claims that, and I have not looked at the data, so I can't back this up, but people talk about the black race being responsible for more crime, and they use that as a statistic for things like this and go, well, that's why. Is that relevant here?
No, it can't be, because you've already passed your background check. You already own the firearm.
Yeah,
you passed your NICS check. You already own the gun. So all the requirements to carry have been met, including you passed the firearms part of it and you took the classes. So
you've jumped through all these hoops. You've been checked several times over, and then they're just denying twice as many blacks as they are whites. So
John wrote this, and he wrote it really well. So he goes, where things start to get startling is when you look at the denial data. 0.53% of white applicants are denied, with 52 under something called public health, safety, and welfare. That's a reason they give, that is just they felt like you don't need your stuff.
What the fuck does that even mean?
That's what I'm saying. Contrast that with black denials. 1.3% of black applicants were denied, 26 under public health, and yada yada. But when it all comes down, yeah, blacks doubled. And the public health, safety, and welfare standard violates Bruin. It's just, the sheriff said no.
Violates Bruin. The entire New Jersey concealed carry, whatever, that all violates Bruin.
So yeah, they're saying no to blacks twice the race. They say no to whites, and then when asked and pressed about it, they said no comment. So when I talk about this to people, because they had 2 assemblymen, one said we don't want to give those people guns, and he named off 4 New Jersey cities that are mostly brown people. I mean, he just plainly said it, and it's like, wow. And another one said something similar.
So he's implying that because somebody lives in a certain location, they shouldn't have a gun, which is already bullshit. But those cities that he named are primarily quote unquote minorities.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
I mean, he blatantly named it. FPC ran with it, had it as memes and everything. So it's not like we're making things up. Oh, and by the way, they said it on microphone, like proudly. So my whole thing is to go, look, I'm not telling you to vote Republican or Democrat, but understand these are the people you voted in. Vote them out. Vote them out, regardless of party. I'm not trying to change anyone's party affiliation, but I'm trying to change what you expect. Understand, Democrats were not like this 20 years, 30 years ago. Not at all. I mean, JFK was not like this at all. You can get that back. There are people in the Democrats and liberals that are like that. And Republicans don't get a pass either, especially in New Jersey, where we have a lot of rhinos. I don't like politics. I just want to shoot guns and do ghetto stuff with my friends. Y'all messing me up.
I just want to do hood rat shit.
Yeah, I just want to do hood rat stuff.
So,
and this is messing me up. That's the only reason I'm active.
The current governor, Murphy, right? He's still governor.
Yep.
He regularly spouts off about how he's going to strip people's rights. I mean, what is happening in New Jersey? Like, what is the process to fight back? Because it seems like, you know, I feel like on my side of the bridge over here in Pennsylvania, I often just go, fuck it, they're lost. Like, I don't invest any time in it because I just assume it's never going to change. What do you tell people from living there? What do you tell people to do?
It's never going to change if we don't fight back, and we got to fight back multiple ways. And voting is not the only way to fight back. Voting, to me, is one of the least ways to fight back. Only because I vote because I'm informed about the Second Amendment, and that's my issue. Somebody else votes because their mom told them to vote the opposite way of me. They just canceled out my vote.
Sure.
I have to do more. I have to educate people. I have to bring people in. I have to let them know what's going on. And I grow a small army. I look at, there's a fight in Jersey. Some of the Second Amendment advocates here are some of the most hardcore because we're behind enemy lines. Look at us like a guerrilla group. That's how I see us. And we have to recruit. And that's the way I look at what I'm doing. I look at me and the guys that I work with as A teams behind the enemy lines that are just growing the army. I'm bringing people together of all races, all religions. You've seen the pictures, you've been there. And all of a sudden, these people are hanging out that you think never would have anything to do with each other. And I'm talking about from 18 to 90. All of a sudden, they're at my events.
How do you, because I can't wrap my brain around it. And this is why I keep asking. I'm trying to understand. How do you reach these people? Because you're clearly getting in front of them and convincing them that they need to be there. Are you just making really welcoming stuff on social media? Like, what are you doing to get these people interested in coming to the event?
Because I'm finding where they agree with us at. I'm not partisan. I don't belong to a party. I don't even endorse a party. You won't see me wearing a MAGA hat. You won't see me doing any of that because it's not about that. It's about your rights overall and holding everybody responsible. And when you get past that, one of the things I continually tell people is divisiveness is going on in your entertainment, on your social media. They're looking for ways to split you away from somebody based on, hey, would you trust a man or a bear in the woods? What kind of bullshit? What is that shit? And I'm like, the whole point of it is divisiveness. It's elitism. It's to tell you rich people hate you. All of that crap happens. If you stop feeding into it, you'll realize they're using this to divide us. And what I do is bring us back together by talking about the things we have in common. The fact that you pay too much in taxes, the fact that you pay an ass load of money for a gallon of gas, the fact that attacks, carjackings, all that stuff is up and is not the government's responsibility. Excuse me, it's not the police's responsibility to save your ass as an individual. And I name the Supreme Court cases in which this happened and even give a short story behind it. And people are like, that really happened? I'm like, Google it. You're on your own. And we're in this together. We are the people.
Really, it's just about putting the relevant facts in front of people without, you know, banging the drum of a particular political party.
Because that turns people off. I don't want to be force fed in the like there's a good political party and a bad political party. I'm like, I'm black. You might not want to, yeah, you might not want to tell me that because I know American history. I'm like, if the Republican Party was so great, why did it take 100 years between the end of the Civil War and the end of the Civil Rights Movement for us to get those rights that we should have had immediately? I'm like, because the Republican Party wasn't on our side either. It's still us against them, regardless of who they are. If they're not fighting for the civil rights of all people, they're not doing what the freaking they're supposed to do. They're not upholding the Constitution they swore to protect.
Man. So you mentioned a little bit ago that you're trying to get a 501c3. How were you organized before? Is this like an LLC?
No. So this is Tony doing it.
You're just like out of your own pocket funding this? Holy
out of
shit.
my own pocket and whatever anybody donated, which is awesome. Thank you for everyone that's ever
Give
did
me
it.
an example of stuff people donate.
Hold on a second. Out of here. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What kind of stuff are people donating?
All right. So companies have donated swag. They've donated uppers. They've donated. Dan, who runs New Jersey Concealment Furniture.
Okay.
What was the name of the Charles Bronson movie they remade with Bruce Willis?
Oh shit, I don't know.
Death Wish.
Okay.
When
I've
they
never
re- when they remade Death Wish, all the hideaway furniture that he had guns stowed in his apartment with was built by Dan.
Okay. That's kind of cool. So
That
you've got some
that
of that, you've got some gun parts, you've got swag, all that kind of stuff, and that helps you give back to the people that come to the event. Now, what's the reasoning for going to a nonprofit? Why do you want to make that switch?
uh, because I can get grants and money at the beginning of the year, and it's easier than worrying if I have enough money to put the next event on. If I have funding coming in that I can depend on, it takes the stress off of me of hoping we have enough people that comes to like the June 6th event for me to have the July event.
Right.
So that is why, and also it'll motivate companies to donate to me because the companies can donate to me. We can do the giveaways, we can do the raffles, and that'll help build up. That's what we're doing.
Okay. So it's really about just greasing the wheels and making it a lot easier for you to continue doing this. I
Yeah.
mean, doing this out of your own pocket is fucking insane, especially for 9 years. Like you have a full-time job, right?
Yeah. I have a full time regular job. I and this is my part time job that takes up twice as much time.
Wow. Do you have I know you've got a wife, do you have kids and all that? Like what the hell, man? How do you get anything done?
I have no kids I know about, which is a good thing,
That's good,
and
positive. All right.
more importantly, my wife doesn't know about any, so I get to live. But no, but I think it's important. I think it's truly important. And I also have the podcast. I have other things. I have to reach out to people. I think is that's why also I'm trying to lose weight and get in better shape because I have a lot of work to do. And this is a generational fight, and I need to bring in the next generation after me, a person that will take this over, that will be a part of this. Even if they don't join the diversity shoot, they start their own. I'm not in competition with anyone, by the way. I think a lot of people find that hard to believe. I'm like, no, I'm willing to work with anyone and that's willing to make this thing grow, except we need to get busy. Every election is a chance to make a difference. Every person that we reach out for, make it happen. But yes, you do need funding. I used to be averse to it. Remember when we all started this and when you started first doing your thing and you'd be sitting on the bed, you, Whitey, and everybody would be, what was it, Google Hangouts?
Yes.
And
Google Hangouts still existed.
and anytime anybody asked for money, they were accused of e-begging.
Dude,
And
I hated it back then.
exactly. And I hate it now, but I come to understand if we're going to grow, when I was doing one every other month, it was one thing. But when we're doing them every 2 weeks almost,
That's a lot.
ammo,
I meant
food, that's,
like I hated the fact that people were mad about asking for money because the only
oh
way
yeah,
that shit happens is with money. Like you can't
it took me a while.
run a business. You can't do anything without money.
If you're, if you aren't making money, it's a hobby. This has to be more important than a hobby. And that's why I stepped it up. But it took 9 years. I've done the work. So when I approach the companies, I'm like, got a track record. I got a track record of hundreds of people.
Right?
We put butts in seats. It's not something I'm talking about a dream. I'm like, we've accomplished it and I need your help. And I got a lot of yeses, but many of the companies say become a 501c3 and it's easy for us to help you.
Hmm.
I even tried to do a tour in the Midwest last year with NRAILA. And because I've done one already, I did a diversity shoot in Nebraska in
Okay.
2021. And the guys out there liked it, and they were like, "Yes, let's do a tour of the Midwest." And we set up dates in 3 different states. And then the NRA ILA found out that I am not a 501(c)(3), so they couldn't actually help fund me because they can't give money away. You have to be. They have to justify it by giving it to another 501(c)(3). They couldn't just help Tony out.
Gotta love the way this tax nonsense is set up, because that's really
Again,
that's tax nonsense.
yeah, and remember, it's not like I don't have a track record of doing this.
Right.
It's just it's Tony doing a thing. No.
Wow. So where are you at in that process? Like, I know that takes a while to get done.
Okay, so it shouldn't take a while, but what happened is my confidence is at an all-time low. In my mind, anytime I mess up, SWAT's come kicking in the door, ATF's bringing a dog to give to me just so they could shoot it. I'm like, I just think it's just all horrible. So I couldn't get out of my own way. So as far as I went, it's theoretical. I have friends that are lined up to give me money to help fund it. I have a lawyer that said he will help me do it, and I have 2 board members that are willing to be on. So pretty much all it takes for me to start, everything is lined up. It was my own. I think Amanda Suffolk told me this. You have this baby that you've raised for 9 years, and you're about to have a coming out party for it if you get a 501(c)(3), and you're worried that everybody's going to say that's an ugly baby, your thing sucks. And I was like, yeah, kind of. And she was like, so you're going to have to get the frig over that because you got work to do.
I mean, maybe your baby is ugly, but you could put some fucking makeup on that bitch.
Yeah, right. It's like it has to be done, so I'm gonna do it. And because I went to Train and Learn and promised I was gonna do it last year, I at least have to kick it off before 10 days from now when I go to Train and Learn again. So it's gonna be started.
10 days? Holy shit!
This is pretty much 2 days before Memorial Day weekend.
Oh my gosh. Kevin asked if I was going to make it, man. And I was like, dude, I have so much going on. I want to go. I want to be there. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll be able to swing in. You just said 10 days. I'm like, I got this. Like, damn it. Bro, there's too many good people putting on good events this year.
It is amazing. When SHOT Show stopped being held because of COVID, other companies figured out, you know what, that money that we saved, we could host our own event and not have the stress of everyone being in Vegas 1 week and the whole industry being shut down. And that's a good thing, I feel, for people like myself and for the regular gun dude, because now stuff's closer to you. You can go to GunCon. You can go to NRA if it's near you. You go to Great American Outdoor Show. I mean,
you could do that. That last one, I mean, you can come hang out with me and Tony. I'll be there for like an hour, but that whole 9 days of that bullshit, no thanks.
I've stayed 6 days once.
No, why? What?
Because it was the early look. When I first started this, I handed out business cards at every booth. I told everyone what I did, and I asked for help.
Yeah.
Years later, I'm like, that guy. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to them. I am not speaking to everybody, and I'm not spending 6 days in Harrisburg, freaking Pennsylvania.
I mean, you can also pretty much tell instantly what somebody's vibe is and if they actually give a shit about the Second Amendment or if they're just trying to make some cash. Like, it is almost instantly.
How do I say this without being an ass?
I mean, you can be an ass. I don't care. I mean, it's not
a lot of gun. A lot of gun companies and firearm accessory companies don't give a shit about the Second Amendment.
Oh yeah,
they're there to make money.
Well, I mean, and case in point, all of them are putting out press releases about going to NRA annual meeting, and NRA hasn't done shit for the Second Amendment in many, many years.
NRA has dropped the ball and missed opportunities, and it sucks because I love that our opponents politically think this is some 800-pound gorilla. They are.
They used
but
to
they
be.
got their thumb up. Well, no, they are, but they're a gorilla with their thumb up their ass. I'm like, if you stop doing the stupid crap you're doing and actually fight for our rights. And I understand the NRA is not going to be in every state. And this is why I tell people to join your state organization, because that's where your fight is. NRA is not going to fund every fight in every state. You got to do it.
Yeah, they're too
And
busy
truthfully,
funding Wayne LaPierre's suit closet.
that too, that too. I'm like, join your local thing.
Yep.
That way you can actually look them in their face and go, hey, what happened to that money we donated or made during that pheasant hunt? The money we made during this fundraiser, where's it going? And you know. And your state organization will prioritize stuff happening in your state. So if that's where you want to go there. I had somebody say, I'm tired of supporting people that won't do a damn thing for themselves. I'm tired of supporting people that will comply. I'm like, all right, cool. Guess what? You can support people that didn't comply and went to jail. Like what's this guy's name? Dexter Turner, the
I
one
don't
that
know.
got locked up in New York. He got locked up in New York for building his own firearms.
Oh,
They just sentenced him to 10 years. I'm like, he has a give, send, go. Donate to him. There are others that have been locked up or they're fighting a good fight that have broken the law. They need your money too. There's always somebody you can help in this fight. You don't absolutely necessarily have to join Second Amendment organizations. You can still help. But I think you should join Second Amendment organizations' mailing list so they can let you know when legislation is happening around you or on a federal level so you know about it. Because I think that's important.
it sucks because the legislative side of this is where all the evil happens, right? But it is horrendously boring for
Oh
most
God, yeah.
people. And they don't like the process is fucking confusing half the time of
Intentionally.
this committee, that committee. It's confusing. And I would I would suggest that if you are not interested in the politics of it all, you should support an organization like Tony's got because it's apolitical. It's not about it's about growing the Second Amendment through grassroots and through community rather than growing the Second Amendment through fighting political bullshit. Like there are other
Mm-mm.
groups that do that. You said it was CNJFO.
NJFO,
Got it.
Coalition of New Jersey Firearms Owners.
So they like
And
if you're in Jersey and you want to support that, you could check them out. But you also need to be looking at diversityshoot.com and supporting what Tony's got going on, especially if you're like, man, I don't know if I want to donate. Well, just wait till he gets his shit together and gets that 501c3 figured out. And I'm
yep,
gonna when you do that, we gotta have you back on the show and try and figure out how to get you some fucking money.
dude, I used to hate talking about that, and it's like, no, I need money. I
Yeah.
need ammo. I need 40 cal. I need 45. I need
Wait,
5.56.
you need are
Uh,
you actually shooting 40 cal? Is that a thing?
oh man, one of my guys came through with a Beretta 9000 S Thursday.
There's a gun you don't see every day.
Yeah, it's understandable. I fired 10 rounds through that thing, and they tried to eat my darn hand with his ambidextrous safeties digging into both sides of my hand.
Oh,
But we had that. He had a SIG 1911 Max Michel edition
oh wow,
uh,
fancy.
in, in 40. We have guys that come out with really cool stuff. I mean, at the diversity shoot you were at, one of the guys had a Largo Alien.
Yeah.
Um, so we had the Tommy guns over at the Heritage Guild that were running. We have MP5s at the Heritage Guild. We had some cool stuff over there, and
So
we have cool stuff at this one.
is it like the range provides some guns for you guys to shoot? Do people bring their how's that work?
That my guys bringing their guns, and you know how it is. You want to show your stuff off.
Yeah.
So my guys came with a Checkmate from CZ. He had one of those out there.
Oof.
That's what
That's
$3,700 hundred
that's the
dollars, maybe.
parrot gun, right? The checkmate.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I've
So
never
we had
shot one.
that. Yeah, I did. Um, we had PT. Was it the P210? We had the
Yeah.
DW. What was it? The DWX
Oh,
from
the
Dan
DWX
Wesson.
is so good.
That was just one guy. He works at a gun shop and he buys the coolest stuff. And then we just had various guns. We had my guy who does intros. So his whole thing is, if you've never shot a gun before, come to my port. And he has the Glock 44. He has like training aids where he shows them what a sight picture is supposed to look like, and pretty much he runs new people through that. And
That's
then he
awesome.
has them shoot Glock 17, Glock 19s, Glock 34s, and then they can just go down the line and shoot all kinds of firearms. I have clone guns. I have M16A4 clone that I have. Just cool stuff that we enjoy shooting, we enjoy introducing people to. But it takes money to do this, it takes funding. And that's why I go to diversityshoot.com. You can, PayPal, what do you call that thing? That they hate everybody.
PayPal hates everybody.
Yeah, well, PayPal hates everybody. And for my podcast, I forgot the name of the damn thing. Oh my God.
I
Oh,
don't know.
Patreon.
Oh,
Patreon.
yes, they
Yeah.
also hate everybody.
Well, we got a Patreon. I'm going to have to open up a Give, Send, Go because we're going to have to stretch out. The closer we get to elections, I'm assuming there's going to be pressure on organizations like that to mess with our funding. I
Yeah.
don't trust. I don't trust anybody with that anymore. I've watched New Jersey as our governor seized people's bank accounts because they didn't have, go with the COVID restrictions.
That's
They
fucking
went with,
insane.
and I'm like, yo, well, we're gonna have to do something about that because what I'm doing is somehow seen as illegal or what is that, radical? And it's like radical. We shouldn't be in a time in American history where following the Constitution is seen as radical. That's some
Yeah,
18 that's some 1700s stuff, not now. So that's my whole thing. Have fun with this. Introduce people to this. Get you active in any way possible. Break your gun out of your freaking sock drawer and get it down to the range and shoot it. I also participate in local range shooting competitions, and I invite people to come out and shoot with us because it gets the thing. It's real now. It's not just for self
right,
protection or something.
right,
No,
right.
no, no. Come shoot this gun. Have fun. Hang out with other people, and I'm not just talking diversity shoots. I'm talking your local range, wherever you are. Go participate in some of those range things, and you'll have a new group of friends. You'll meet new people. That's why they're there. That's what they want you to do. And once you do that, you'll have friends that you never even knew from different parts of wherever the hell you're at, and it helps.
I agree, man. So the website is diversityshoot.com. Is there any other stuff that like obviously
Yeah,
people can
sure.
donate? Yes, we talked about the money side of things a lot, but like that's legit. In order to do this, money is required. Are there other ways that people can support you? Like what about
Yeah.
social media, that sort of thing?
All right. You can follow me on social media. I'm at Tony Simon on Facebook. I'm also at The Second is for Everyone on Facebook, or Simon Says Train on Facebook, which is my training company. You can also follow me on X at The Second for Everyone with the numbers because it had to be short. The Second for Everyone on X and Simon Says Train on Instagram. You can also, of course, email me at tony@diversityshoot.com. You can follow me on Tony Simon on Eventbrite because anytime tickets go up on sale on Eventbrite, you'll get notified that tickets are on sale. We have to limit it because when we don't, the place becomes so overcrowded that people can't move. So pretty much we try to limit it to 25 to 30 tickets, depends on the size of the venue. But
Wow.
one place you can't find me is LinkedIn because they kicked me off.
Really? Wait. You waited this long to tell me that? What the fuck happened?
Again, I'm a firearms instructor, and one of the podcasts I'm on is Self Defense Gun Stories. So there was a self defense shooting, and I said, not safe for work. This is done for instructional purposes only. And I broke down the self defense shooting that was on, and some bitch of a human being says, "Oh, this is not the place for that." And I'm like, "This is exactly the place. This is a professional page. I'm a professional firearms instructor, and here are the podcast I'm on that talks about this."
Right.
Oh, well, this is not the way you solve problems. I'm like, well, how do you defend your family, sir? And I have no idea what happened after that, but boom, out of
Damn.
LinkedIn.
Damn. Well, you can find Tony everywhere besides LinkedIn. We'll make sure we get some of that down in the description of this video and the podcast because I think it's important. I wanted to have Tony on. Tony's a longtime friend, and I think this is just scratching the surface of what he's got going on. I'm very excited about the future of it now that he's finally getting his shit together and officially getting that 501c3, right? The more I say it, the more it becomes true, right?
Yep. I don't have much of a choice, man. I have to go. I'm going to Georgia. I'm going to Atlanta, Georgia, and have to face a bunch of people who last year I told I was starting this. So at least I have to have it started when I go down. I think we can make a difference. We have made a difference. I just need help taking it to the next level. And there's going to be lots of cool things involved. Knives, gun parts, swag. It's going to be fun.
Rad. Well, I appreciate you coming on, dude. And guys, make sure you support Tony in any way that you can. Of course, check out our sponsor, Vertex, VERTX.com, and use the code TGC. Get yourself a discount. I would appreciate it. They would appreciate it. You'll get yourself some sweet gear. Really, that's what it's all about. As always, thank you all for listening, watching, etc. We'll see y'all soon.